Hello and good evening. This is Political Forum for Wednesday, November 19th. We welcome you today. We welcome today our guest, Alderman Emma Mitts of the 37th Ward. Welcome, Alderman.
Thank you, and thank you for having me.
You're welcome. Thank you for appearing on Political Forum today. My name is Freddie Calixto. I'm a board member here at CAN TV, and this is a live interactive show, and we encourage you to call if you have a question for the Alderman. Please call us at 312-738-1060. And we welcome your questions and comments for the Alderman. For the next 25 minutes, we'll be trying to get as many calls in as possible. And so please call us at 312-738-1060. Alderman, let's begin by talking a little bit about you and how you got started as an alderman in the 37th Ward.
I was appointed in 2000, January the 12th of 2000. To be honest, I'll be celebrating 15 years.
Awesome.
In a couple of months by Mayor Daley, and since then I have continued to serve my community and been consistently elected. So.
Great. I'm going to throw the map on because I know that the new map officially takes effect in January 1st. And so here's the new map of the 37th Ward and the address and phone number for the Alderman's office and her email if you want to reach the Alderman. So please give us a call if you have a question for the Alderman. Let's talk about some issues in the ward.
Well, let me just give you the boundaries of the new ward. It would be Central Avenue on the west, and we go as far as Hamlin on the east. The north end of the ward is Grand, and the south end is West End. So currently we're working on, we just finished my State of the Ward last month, and then last Saturday I just kicked off my campaign for the 2015 election. And of course this Saturday we have our big event for Thanksgiving, in which is where we provide turkeys for the families, and we usually have families to call in, register. Of course, we like for them to be registered voters at some point. I have had people who wasn't registered, but I felt that was needed in a turkey, so we have provided that, but encouraging them to vote, to register to vote. And so this Saturday we were doing that at 4820 West on Walton at McNair Elementary School. Usually the constituents would have received a postcard from us telling them to bring that in so that we can provide. And we will be giving out somewhere that day around 1,200 turkeys. So I'm excited about getting it over because we have a long process to go through every day. The first day 600 people signed up, and that's a lot with just one day, and we had it open for a week. So
Do people call a number, or how do they register?
Yeah, they would call the office and register.
Okay, so you want to call.
And my office number is area code 773-379-0960.
Great. Thank you for that information, and hopefully you have a very successful event.
Yes.
How about some developments that are going on in your ward? Anything you want to talk about?
Yes, we just recently, I'm happy to say, we did a ribbon cutting earlier, small mom-pop store, but the small business are good as well, because it was their first time starting a business. And we have a hot dog stand. When you have constituents who have grown up in the neighborhood and they come back and open a business, I think that's as exciting as a large business coming into the neighborhood. So that, as well as we had...
Where was that?
It was on Division in Laramie, like 1500 block on Division, hot dog stand. Yes. So this... last year we just opened up a new facility. It was New Moms, that we call it. And New Moms is a place where teenagers' mothers can raise their children at. Unfortunately, I was happy to know that so many young people are not able to get homes. They're at home 2 or 3 kids with the family. So this facility we build, they pay rent, they help them with all types of training, even for employment opportunity, self-esteem, to how to put some hope back, and to care for a child.
Awesome.
So it's excited in this field. We have a waiting list. That let me know we need more facility to help our younger constituents.
Great. Well, we have a caller on the line.
Sure.
Caller, what is your question?
Hi, thanks for taking my question. I'm just curious, are they any warming centers? Because it's become really, really cold, especially for early November. And I'm just wondering if there's some place I can take my parents.
There is the Women's Center is, for our areas, is 10 South Kedzie. And you can call 311 hotline, and if it's for your parents, they can give you some information. But also, if you would call me tomorrow, I would put are your parents seniors? Because I'm always concerned if we have seniors who are out there in the cold, because we can put them in the put them with the contact with the Department of Aging so they can help out. But 10 South Kedzie is the Women's Center. That's Kedzie and Madison.
Great. Okay, thank you for that caller, that question. And we have another caller on the line. Caller, what is your question?
Yeah, I would just like to say, I wonder why everywhere I look and see people working on the south and the west side, there's no blacks working on the streets. There's all kinds of other race of people working, and we're not working in our own neighborhoods, and it's disgusting, and it's really pitiful to see all these different people working in our neighborhood.
Yeah, he's absolutely right. That's a concern that has been ours for a while. And we're working with the city because these are the private contractors that they hire to do the work. And then usually these companies have their own people, but it's up to us to work with that contractor to make sure we get a qualified constituents out of our neighborhood to be on those projects. So there's a little bit of not having the education to do some of the work and the skill set, but at the same time, some of those we can hold a flag. So there is really no excuse for not having any representation from the community.
Caller, thank you for that question.
Thank you.
We have another caller. Caller, what is your question?
Yes, I'm on the 5400 block of West Thomas, and I would like to know, when are we going to get the new street lights?
I can't just tell you at the moment, but if you call my office, I'll be able to look at the list and tell you where you're at on it. So, I don't have that information here with me, so to be able to answer your question, if you call me at the office at 773-379-0960, and I'll be able to look at the list and tell you where you're at.
Okay, caller, thank you for that question. Again, call the Alderman's office and she'll get back to you. Another caller on the line. Caller, what is your question?
Yes, good evening.
Good evening.
Minimum wage seems to be still a hot topic. I know that on the election in November that voters passed are looking at something around $10 an hour statewide. I know the city here in the city of Chicago that it may be something more than $10 an hour. What is your take on minimum wage, and do you think it should happen sooner rather than later?
Everybody needs a raise. We can agree with that, but because of the cost of living and how it has risen over the years, and yet the paychecks haven't. So because we have a newly elected governor, we have to wait and see what the governor is going to do for whether they be able to do a raise at $10 an hour. But here in the city, we're looking to do $13 an hour. Of course, we have our unions who are asking for $15 an hour. It haven't been voted on in the city council yet. What way, whether it passed $13 an hour. I know some would like to see it wait until Springfield take charge and make it a statewide raise increase, because it would put the city sort of at a disadvantage with the suburban areas receiving 10. We're getting 13. What happens to the jobs here? We have a So we're looking at it. I'm not sure yet if it's going to come up for a vote before the end of the year, but we'll see.
Thank you, caller.
Thank you.
We have another caller on the line. Caller, what is your question?
Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi, how you doing?
Very good. How are you?
Hi, I was born and raised on the west side of Chicago. About 3515 West Ave, by Madison, Monroe,
Okay.
and Fifth City,
Very good.
Southfield Park.
Uh-huh.
And they have a nice schools there, too. But I want to ask you, what do you think about the election? As far as the lost voters of black people, and as far as the Republicans getting in. Now there's no Democrats. So what do you think about that as far as your ward and your people?
Well, I think that everyone should vote. I don't think that there is no one who have reached the age of 18 that should be a citizen of this United States and are not voting, first of all. Unfortunately, we have to do more work surrounding educating our community in depth about their right to vote. I think that have passed by the wayside. The turnout wasn't as great as I would have liked to be in, and yes, I was devastated to see the Republicans take control over not only states but United States, where we were blue states turned back to red states. But still, this is a great world we live in, and I think that we'll continue to work with whomever's in. And they didn't get all of them because we just got, we did receive treasurer's position. We just confirmed that Tom Cross lost, right, which was a Republican. So we didn't lose all of Illinois.
Great.
Thank
Caller,
you.
thank you for that question. Another caller on the line. Caller, what is your question?
Yes, I'm in the 5400 block of West Thomas, and I would like to know, when are we going to get new street lights? We got new street lights on the east side of Thomas and on the west side of Thomas, but not on Thomas.
Well, that means Thomas got to be coming. I know 5400 on Thomas. I can't say for sure when you're going to get the lights, but I do need to check my list on the menu to see where you're at on it. And if you would be so kind to give me a call at the office, or come in on ward night, in fact, if you'd like to.
What is your ward night?
My ward night is every Monday night. It starts at 4 o'clock and go from 4 to 7, no appointments. People just walk in, and I'm able to sit down and address issues one-on-one with the constituents regarding their concerns, whether it's block club, individuals, or whomever you want to bring in. Yes.
Okay. Thank you for that caller, for that question. So let's continue to talk about some of the things that are going on in the ward. You mentioned you just completed State of the Ward address,
Yes.
Can you talk a little bit more about that?
Yeah, my State of the Ward address, actually we will go back and share a little bit to the community about when I started, the business that were brought into the ward, how we have worked to transform my ward, all of the infrastructure work that's going, the schools that are being built. And as I was mentioning, we do have 2 schools that are being built in the ward as I speak. One of them is a Noble IBEW charter school, and the other one is, in fact, I think they passed the board CPS tomorrow, but that's under construction. It's a charter school as well on Laramie and Lake Street. So those 2, but my State of the Ward was also to talk about the budget, the 2015 budget that were proposed with no taxes being increased for our residents. We talked about the fact that the city is a world-class city with #1 in terms of library and the tourists that's coming back into the city. We talked about what's in the budget, such as more crews this year for forestry. because that's a problem in our neighborhood. It's just getting trees trimmed with 3 or 4 or 5 years behind. So the mayor understands that that's a big concern given the fact there's snow in the winter. Potholes. We're not looking to go through another winter that we had like last year, which is why you see a lot of streets being resurfaced in the area. We talked about homelessness, youth being homeless, putting in more after school programs for our kids so that they'll have something to do, as well as more summer jobs. I think that those are some of the important things that we can do for young people, because they had a job and they wouldn't be on the street. So we need to, and then we talked about housing issue, foreclosure, what are we doing to help prevent it, and working with different agencies who can help people to stay in our home. And I think our Attorney General, Lisa Madigan, for her effort in how she's continued to advocate on behalf of the state of Illinois to help fight the banks with them taking over people's homes from them. And now we have a problem with them, vacant homes that's been left and that the banks are not maintaining. So we have issues that we work with on a daily basis, trying to identify them. We're dealing with graffiti, putting more crews out just to work with that alone. There's many different areas that we can work in, but my motto for my community and my philosophy has always been to address the issues of education, crime, economic development, and continue to provide services.
Great. Thank you. We have another caller with a question. Sure. Caller, what is your question?
I have a question about ride sharing. I saw that two ride share providers, Lyft and another one, got approved by the city, but Uber is not. Why is there a distinction, and why do they even need to get approval from the city to operate here?
Well, that's the problem. They was not regulated. The ride share companies were, because we're dealing in modern times now and new technology, they were being used, and they're using the apps, and they were using our streets, and they're using the services that we provide, but they wasn't paying any taxes on it. So there was no guidelines to the ride share company, which is why the city brought them before to introduce an ordinance to put some guidelines to them, as well as if the other industry have it, then they should have it as well. And it's working out. There's still some things that need to be worked out. According to the taxi cab industries and the rideshare industry, they feel that, there's not a level playing field. So we got to do a little bit more work to make sure that we level the playing field for all of our providers that are caring for us.
Okay. Well, thank you. Thank you, caller, for that question, and thank you, Alderman. Your Washington Political Forum, a community service of CAN TV. I am Freddie Calixto, a board member here at CAN TV. This is a live interactive show. Please call us at 312-738-1060 for questions for Alderman Emma Smith from the 37th from the 37th Ward. Let's continue talking about things in the ward. We were talking about
economic development. I never got through with that.
There you go.
There is also a health care facility. We opened one of the first health care facilities in the 37th Ward after the passage of Obamacare. So it's on North Avenue and Karshner. It's a state-of-the-art that provides all array of services for our community that normally they would have to go to a hospital or some other area to get these services. So I'm grateful, whether it's dental care, nutritional program, parental care, services for our seniors. So many different programs are there. I just urge you to go and check it out.
Which center is that?
That's the Near North Healthcare. Near North Healthcare. They're located on North Avenue in Karshner.
Very nice.
Right in the, well, I can't say the Washington Square Mall, but a little bit down the street from the Walmart that came into the ward.
Okay.
So there at the near north, there's a shopping center there. It's not only the near north healthcare facility. We have Aldi's that's there, and then we have a Menards that's there. We just opened up Buffalo Wing. We have Chase Bank, Bank of America. You move down the street, we have the Walmart store, and a little bit further you got Walgreens. Then you got the Food for Less stores and all of your little shopping areas. So we have a fitness center. That's another was important to us. Instead of bringing clothing into our area, we had a choice of bringing also on this fitness center. So the community chose the fitness center. They went out and literally petitioned, took up petitions, and took it to the developers and said, this is who we want. And when the community said it, they honored it. So now we have a Planet Fitness in the ward. In fact, that we were the first center to come into the ward, the first gym that came in from Planet Fitness. And of course, we have other stores like GNC's and the Dollar Store, clothing stores. There are Wendy's and there's Wendy's and what is it? Burger King. I'm trying to think.
They're all there.
All of them in
area.
the same area. Yes.
Yeah, that's very
So
good.
we'll continue to build. I want to work on a youth facility for our ward, and it's something that I've been wanting, looking to do since I've been an alderman. I guess my work is not done until we still have to get this youth center. But here's the thing that have became an issue. We need more places for our seniors. As they get older, they begin to not be able to take care of themselves or may not have loved ones. So we need to provide more housing for our seniors. And those are things that I will look to do as I continue to, as I fulfill my term and continue to move the next 4 years. Those are my goals and agendas.
Awesome. Okay, please, we've got a few more minutes. If you have a call, a question for the alderman, please give us a call at 312-738-1060. What else can we talk about that's happening in the ward? You mentioned the Thanksgiving or the turkey giveaway.
Mm-hmm.
That's what do you do for the
Christmas? Yes, we do a Christmas toy giveaway. We find families who are needed, and we select from those families and provide some type of toy. I think that it's important that we don't leave children feeling that they don't have anything or don't have anything. In fact, I put my Santa Claus suit on, and believe it or not, on Christmas Day, and I'll go around and take those toys to those children, because that's my gratitude and my satisfaction of giving back. Christmas is every day.
Awesome.
And we just celebrated today in the City Council 37 years with Toys for Tots and 67 years of the Marine Corps doing the toy parade. They do it the first Sunday in December, coming down Western Avenue. And it's one of the largest parades in the world. And if you want to join me, please do so. You'll catch me on that first car up front.
You be on a motorcycle?
No, I will be on the train.
On the train.
I'm hanging
okay.
with Santa.
All right.
Santa's the one who had a gift, so I'm going to stay close to Santa Claus.
There you go. Well, our time is running away from us. We're about finished here. I'd like to thank the alderman for spending time with us
so
on Political
welcome.
Forum.
Thank you.
And
Thank you for having me.
all the callers for your great questions. Please join us on Wednesdays here at Political Forum each night. Any other last minute things you want to say about the ward before we go off the air?
I can tell you one thing. I have the best ward in the city of Chicago. And I love my constituents. I love working on their behalf. So having said that, peace, love, and happiness.
Well, thank you. Thank you very much, and good night to everybody.